Hey, listen to me for a second. I mean, really listen. Put your phone down, stop scrolling, stop doing whatever you are doing in the background, because what I am about to share with you right now is not something you are going to hear from your buddies, your barber, or some random post on the internet. This came from 20 years of sitting across from real people, real couples, people who were hurting, people who were confused, people who genuinely loved each other but somehow felt like they were living with a stranger. And I am telling you right now, what I learned in that room changed everything I thought I knew about love, about women, about connection, everything. Now, before you tune out and think, oh, great, another guy telling me what I am doing wrong, just hold on. That is not what this is. I am not here to make you feel bad. Actually, I think most men are doing their absolute best with what they have been given. The problem is that nobody ever gave you the right information. Nobody sat you down and said, look, here is how this actually works. Here is what she actually needs from you. And here is why she sometimes feels far away, even though you are standing right next to her. That conversation never happened for most of us. It did not happen for me either. I had to learn it the hard way, sitting in that quiet room year after year, watching patterns repeat themselves until I finally saw what was really going on underneath it all. So here is what I discovered, and I promise you, if you stay with me through this whole thing, you are going to walk away seeing your relationship in a completely different light. There are specific places on a woman's body that go far beyond physical sensation. I am not talking about what you think I am talking about. These are spots that when touched the right way, with the right energy, at the right time, they unlock something deep inside her. Something emotional, something primal. They send a message straight to her heart that says, you are safe here. I see you. I am not going anywhere, and you are the most important person in my world. Most men, even the good ones, the ones who bring flowers and remember anniversaries and genuinely adore their wives, are completely missing these spots. Not because they do not care, but because nobody ever drew them a map. That is what I am doing right now. I am handing you the map. Let me start with the one that is going to catch you off guard. It is her hands. Yeah, her hands. Not the obvious places your mind might jump to. Her hands. Now, think about this for a second. When was the last time you held her hand like it actually meant something? Not just grabbing it to cross a parking lot or giving it a quick squeeze while you were watching a movie. I mean, really holding her hand. Slowly. With your full attention. Like her hand is the only thing in the universe that matters right now. Because here is what the science says. And this is fascinating. When you hold someone's hand with real intention and warmth, the body releases this chemical. You have probably heard of it. It is the bonding chemical, the one that makes people feel trust and safety and closeness. It literally changes what is happening in her brain. She goes from thinking about her to-do list and all the stress she is carrying to feeling like, oh, he is really here with me right now. Women have sat in my office and told me that the first time a man held their hand with genuine focus, they felt more connected in that single moment than they had felt in years. Years. That is how powerful this is. But here is the catch, and this is important. If you are distracted, if you are looking at your phone, if you are doing it out of habit and not out of heart, she will feel that too. She will feel the emptiness of it. And that is almost worse than not touching her at all. So when you hold her hand, be there. Actually be there. Now, the second spot I want to tell you about is one that carries more weight than you would ever guess. It is the back of her neck, right where her hair begins. Think about what that area represents. That is where she holds tension. That is where every worry, every responsibility, every invisible task she manages throughout the day sits and builds up. The kids, the groceries, the appointments she remembered that you forgot, the emotional labor she does that nobody even notices. It all lives right there at the base of her skull. When you come up behind her and place your hand there, softly, slowly, not wanting anything from her, just being present, something shifts inside her body. Her shoulders drop. Her breathing slows down. Her nervous system goes from fight or flight mode to, I can relax now. I am safe. I worked with a man once, late 50s, been married for over 30 years, and he felt completely disconnected from his wife. They were like roommates sharing a house. One evening, he just walked up behind her while she was standing at the window and placed his hand gently on the back of her neck. He did not say a word. She stood very still for a moment, took a long, slow breath, and when she turned around, there were tears rolling down her face. That one touch said more than 1,000 conversations could have. That is the power of showing up with intention. The third spot is her lower back, that soft space right between her waist and her hips. Now, when you rest your hand there, you are communicating something that words struggle to express. You are saying, I am right behind you. I have got you. You do not have to carry everything alone. It does not feel possessive. It does not feel controlling. It just feels steady. It feels like home. And here is what makes this so beautiful. You do not have to wait for some special romantic evening to do this. Do it on a random Wednesday morning while she is making coffee. Do it while you are standing together in line at the store. Do it when there is nothing special happening at all, because that is exactly what makes it special. She is not expecting it. She is not asking for it. And suddenly there you are, warm and present and choosing her in the middle of an ordinary moment. I am telling you, those are the moments that women remember forever. Not the grand gestures, not the expensive gifts. The quiet, steady presence of a man who keeps showing up. Stay with me here because we are getting into the zones that require a deeper level of trust. And this is where most men either get it beautifully right or painfully wrong. The fourth spot is right behind her ear and just under her jawline. This area is incredibly sensitive, and I do not just mean physically. When a woman is touched here with tenderness and patience, she does not just feel desired, she feels treasured. And there is an enormous difference between those two things. Desired means you want something from her. Treasured means she is valuable to you regardless of what happens next. For a woman who has been through a lot, who has maybe been let down or taken for granted or made, to feel like she was only worth what she could give to someone else, feeling treasured is everything. It is the thing she has been waiting to feel her entire life. But you cannot rush this. If you go in too fast, too eager, too focused on where you want this to lead, she will pull away. Not because she does not want you close, but because her instincts are telling her that your intention is not pure. So slow down. Be patient. Let her feel that this touch is about her, not about you. When she feels that, she will open up to you in ways you did not even know were possible. The fifth spot is one that most people completely overlook, and honestly, it might be the most meaningful one on this entire list. It is the space between her shoulder blades, right in the middle of her upper back. Think about this. That is a part of her body she can never see. She can never reach it properly. She can never protect it on her own. It is her blind spot. When you place your hand there with warmth and care, you are telling her something on a level that goes beyond words. You are saying, I see the parts of you that you cannot see yourself, and I am here to cover them. Her subconscious mind understands this message even if she could never put it into words. And the reason this touch hits so deep is because it has absolutely nothing to do with romance or physical attraction. It is pure. It is selfless. It says, I am not here for what I can get from you. I am here simply because you matter to me. That kind of touch changes a woman from the inside out. The sixth spot is the inner thigh, close to her knee. Now, I need you to hear me very clearly on this one. This is not about moving fast or pushing toward anything. This is about how you approach her. This spot is like a whisper. It communicates closeness and desire without any pressure. It says, I am near you. I want to be near you. And I am perfectly content to stay right here at whatever pace you are comfortable with. Men who understand this, men who can sit in that space with patience and stillness, those are the men that women trust with their lives. Those are the men who make women feel free instead of trapped. And the men who skip over this, who rush past it because they are focused on what comes next, those are the men who end up wondering why she feels a million miles away, even when she is lying right beside them. Patience here is not just a virtue. It is a language, and she is listening to every word. Now, the seventh and final spot is one I saved for last because it requires every single thing we have talked about before this moment. It is the lower stomach, just below her belly button. This is sacred ground. I do not use that word lightly. This is where her deepest instincts live, her intuition, her vulnerability, her power. You do not ever touch this area carelessly. You do not reach for it casually. When you place your hand here, slowly, warmly, like you are holding something irreplaceable, and she allows you to stay there, understand what is happening. She is not just letting you touch her body. She is handing you her entire world, her trust, her fear, her hope, everything she is. That is the kind of gift that demands reverence. You treat it with the highest level of respect, or you do not touch it at all. So why do all of these spots work the way they do? It comes down to something that took me 2 decades to fully understand. Women do not experience touch the way men do. Their skin is literally more sensitive. Their brains are wired to connect physical sensation with emotional meaning. Research shows that these specific areas trigger the release of bonding chemicals at much higher rates than other parts of the body. But beyond the science, beyond the research papers and the brain scans, what I have seen with my own eyes over 20 years is this. Women do not just respond to what you do. They respond to why you are doing it. They can feel your intention through your fingertips. If you are touching her because you want something, she knows. If you are touching her because you genuinely see her and want her to feel loved, she knows that too. And that second one, that is the one that changes everything. One of the men I worked with said something that stuck with me. He said, I did not learn some fancy new technique. I just started paying attention in a way I never had before. And suddenly she was right there with me again. That is it. That is the whole secret. You do not need to perform. You do not need to be someone you are not. You just need to show up, fully present, fully aware, with hands that say, I am here and I am not leaving. These 7 spots are not buttons you press to get a reaction. They are doors. And every time you touch them with genuine care, without expectation, without agenda, you are telling her the thing she most needs to hear. I see you. I am here. And you are the most important person in my life. It does not matter if you have been together for 2 months or 40 years. It is never too late to start. One intentional touch on an ordinary evening can open a chapter in your relationship that you did not even know existed. Start tonight. Start tomorrow morning. Start whenever you are ready, but start. And if this meant something to you, pass it along to another man who might need to hear it. We are all in this together, and we all deserve to get it right.